Elimination Chamber happened, and we're gonna talk about it because I feel like we were quite opposite on this, right? It was
a little bit.
Quite a few different opinions here. So yeah, we'll just start with the starting match, and then we'll just go through them and talk about them as we go. Does that sound good?
Yeah,
cool.
Good with that, man.
Awesome. So it opened with Women's Chamber. Yes, it did.
It did, yes.
Women's Chamber, what are you thinking? How was it for you?
I really enjoyed it. I think I stand by the fact it's probably the best match of the night.
Yeah.
I think it was a lot of fun. I think they built things quite nicely. Like, it was nice to see people like Raquel getting in there and eliminate a load of people. Kiana James, again, who's kind of like, I've completely 180'd on
really good
recently.
Yeah, really good performance.
Like, just didn't get it. Like, the whole thing with Julia was like, she's fine, but I don't really understand what the point in it being there is. And they put in the ring, and I was like, I understand now. She's actually really fucking good.
Very good.
Yeah, just a lot of fun. Some really good spots, and it just felt like a pay-per-view match.
It did, yeah. It did. I actually thought it was really good as well. I thought it was a really good way to start off the night. One thing I was like slightly disappointed with, though, I feel like Asuka didn't get enough time to do anything. It just felt she was a little bit wasted.
Yeah. I think there was a few like that. I think it was similar with Alexa Bliss as well. Like, didn't really get a lot of her. I think they kind of had names, didn't they, for name value. Like, people like Asuka and Alexa are like the names that the casuals will kind of were there for and will invest time into. But yeah, I mean, I think with maybe Asuka's slightly different, but I think especially with Alexa, they got her out early because she has a very big fan base. And I think they didn't want. I think the later you have her in the match, having a good guy go over her is probably going to have a poor reaction. But I mean, Rhea won. So no one's going to be angry about it.
No, so obviously our prediction was wrong. I think we did say about Rhea winning, but I'm pretty sure we both stuck with Tiff winning this prediction-wise, right?
Yeah, because it was obviously, we both predicted it previously. I think SmackDown, we hadn't seen SmackDown. Then obviously they lost the belt to SmackDown. Then it was like, like, as soon as that happened, we were both like,
obvious.
Okay, she's very obviously winning this match then. But yeah, no, I mean, I'm happy with it. I'm glad we got in that instead of Tiffy.
Me too.
It's going to be it should be a good match. I think Jade's good, but I think she needs someone with more experience, and I think Rhea should be able to get a really good match out of it, hopefully.
Agree. And they seem to be beefing for real on Twitter. Like, no one can tell if it's real or not, but they seem to be going in on each other quite hard. Is fun. Yeah, it is fun. It is fun.
It is. It's fun. It's good, and I think especially with Jade Cargill, she's needed this. She needed this badly. I think they really, like, she won the belt and basically just disappeared. Like, she dominated a little bit and then disappeared until she wrestled Jordan Grace in her first title defense in like 100 and something days or something. So I think she really needs to kickstart her career, and I think that it's the perfect person, isn't it, with Rhea. Really good opener, really fun.
Yeah, good reaction. Really, really good. Really, really enjoyed it. Who was the last two? Was it Tiff and Rhea? I can't even remember.
Tiffy, it was Tiffy.
Yeah, I mean, they all put in a really good performance as well. Raquel was my highlight though. Raquel was sick. That double elimination was great. So big fan.
Yeah, no, she was really, really good. Yeah.
So yeah,
hopefully she can find herself in a world title match.
I hope so, because I want her to go far. She's great. Good start to Elimination Chamber, and then we went into Becky and AJ Lee for the IC. No, not IC. Yeah, IC title, right?
Yeah. It's Intercontinental title.
What do you think of this one? This one surprised me. I actually really enjoyed this one, not gonna lie.
Okay.
I was expecting...
What did you like about it?
I was just expecting to be sat there like, I just don't care. But I feel like you could tell their chemistry together in this one was actually really good. And I felt like it was just a good match to watch. Like, I thought the wrestling throughout all of this event was actually really strong. Sometimes I kind of feel a bit like I'm a little bit bored, it's a little bit messy, but I thought this one was actually a lot more entertaining than I thought, and I liked the ending of it, because again, I think we both said Becky was going to retain, and then it just flipped it. I really wasn't expecting it, I'll be honest, so a bit of a surprise for me, and I had a bit of fun. I found myself enjoying it a lot more than I thought. It wasn't like an amazing match, but considering I was expecting to be like, I don't care, I did care a little bit. So it was one of those.
Fair.
Yeah.
I didn't. Not
Fair.
at all.
Yeah.
It gave me nothing, this match, I'll be honest with you. It felt like two just old, past it people just not really doing much. Like, it was fine. It was just a match.
Yeah.
I think... I don't really know where to go from here. I think Becky needs good wrestlers. Becky's a fantastic wrestler. I'm not disputing that. Yeah. But she has better matches with better wrestlers. AJ's good. Yeah. She's not great. No. I think she's really followed on from Punk, whereas they were, for their day, when their body would allow for it, they were fantastic. Yeah. They're both older. Their bodies are not really allowing for it anymore. Neither one have really been in the ring a lot. Especially with AJ, and you could kind of see it. Like, again, it was fine. It was like one of those sort of old school, like mid 2000s, mid to late 2010s, say, match that was, it was serviceable. There's nothing outwardly wrong with it. I just found myself like just halfway through thinking, oh, here we go. It picked up towards the end. Yeah. It took a while. It felt like, I don't know, say it was like a 15-minute match, 10 of it, or maybe longer, but let's say 10 to 12 minutes were a bit like of a slog, and the last like few really picked up. I think this is the first time as well where I noticed the crowd were fucking horrendous.
Awful, terrible.
One of the worst crowds I've ever seen. Yeah. And I think especially for the next match, I was shocked. Like, I could not believe how quickly they died out. And I think that really added to my just boredom more than anything. It's not, nothing was wrong. If this was out of 10, it'd be a 5. Yeah. Like, it was just there. Like, nothing really happened. Even the moment of it winning, it was like, yeah, okay, cool. Yeah,
it felt like it should have been grander. It felt like there should have been more of a reaction then, because this is like the hometown for both of these two for it, and it just felt a little bit lackluster, didn't it?
Yeah, it was just fine. Like, there's nothing really wrong with it. Yeah. I just think, and this is what I kind of said earlier now, like with the first Elimination Chamber match, felt like they really went out of their way to make it a pay-per-view quality match, whereas this one didn't. Yeah. This felt like something that was on Raw SmackDown. It was just another good match.
Yeah, and at the minute, I actually feel like we're getting more excitement on Raw and SmackDown. Like this could have been one of those. Yeah, it does feel like maybe this should have been swapped out, but I enjoyed it more than I anticipated, so I can't even be that annoyed during.
Yeah, no, good. I'm glad. Like, we're probably more likely to get a rematch, or hopefully, this is kind of a stepping stone. Because generally, I think with Punk especially, like his second or third match, once the chemistry starts really ramping up, is when they get better. So hopefully, come the second match, it's a bit more exciting. I think they kind of need a more hardcore-y based match of some sort, like a few weapons and stuff. Just a bit of
fucking around
mirrors that hides. Yeah, a bit of smoke and mirrors to hide the sort of fine wrestling. I think they're both just solid workers, which is great. Nothing wrong, but just nothing like, ooh, I never got out of my seat and thought, wow, at any point.
Valid. Yeah, totally fit. I agree with that level. I agree. Now, next, I can't remember what it was. Was it the reveal of the box?
Was Punk. No, it was Punk and Balor next.
Okay, so Punk and Balor next. I thought this was a really solid match, but again, I feel like should have been something more, and we all knew what the result was going to be, but we all anticipated something happening, like a bit of someone fucking around. Like, it was just a straightforward Punk retaining match, and I wasn't annoyed by it because I thought it was pretty good. I kind of like how they battered each other too. Punk looked like shit at the end of it. There was a few fun spots like outside the ring or whatnot, but again, nothing like majorly eventful. I think we were all expecting Dom to come out or something at least, and nothing did, so Punk retained clean, and it was just good. I just thought it was a good match.
Yeah, again, almost exactly the same as the last one. Like, nothing wrong, just nothing right either. It was just, again, like a real middle-of-the-road match. It was, again, this is a pay-per-view. Yeah. Like, realistically, I understand we don't pay for it anymore. Yeah. But like, these matches should feel bigger and should be more, obviously they did go all out, and there was a few times that Punk kind of got caught with a few things, which is, it's kind of a bit like, okay, fair enough. But it just, it felt like almost a retread of the Raw match. And I found the Raw match far more exciting.
But
I think especially that...
The difference there is we had a good crowd there, the Dublin crowd, which kept it alive and kept it riveting, whereas the crowd here died off about halfway into the match, and it was like silent. It was like silent.
Yeah. If that, honestly, like, you could see the whole time they had Punk obviously in the start and they were losing their minds. They had the whole entrance thing, losing their minds, like just screaming. And then literally the bell rang, stopped, dead. And it was just like,
it was almost like people were there like, just for the name and not for the actual results. It was just for the name.
And I think this is becoming more and more obvious as it's going on that wrestling fans don't go to watch wrestling anymore.
No, they go for the names.
I think purely because WWE are just making it way too expensive for the general wrestling fan.
Yeah.
The people who are buying these tickets, especially in those front few rows, are just people with money.
Yeah.
Like, it's not people who are like, oh my god, I can't believe it's Punk. Yeah. Because the crowds are getting worse.
Yeah.
Especially in America. The crowds are dreadful in America.
No,
like, I can't remember the last time I watched a pay-per-view, an American pay-per-view, that I was like, holy shit, they were going off.
Yeah, I mean, the last amazing crowd was Clash in Paris.
Yeah,
amazing.
That's the thing. They come into Europe. They go into like Puerto Rico. Like they go even the Saudi crowd. Like, do you know what I mean? Like they were good.
Yeah.
You know, like you go into these other countries and people are going mental because you don't get a lot.
Yeah.
Whereas like in America, it's becoming so like you can just see if you're not going to see WWE in the Elimination Chamber, you wait a month and it'll be back around, and you can watch a Raw, you can watch a SmackDown for probably a little bit cheaper. You know. So I think this is. Really is becoming more and more apparent that wrestling fans are just not going to wrestling anymore. The crowds really hindered this. Like this entire pay-per-view, I think they really made it feel a lot less exciting. But again, it was Punk, it was Finn, it was almost a carbon copy of what happened on Raw, and especially like that towards the end, they pretty much did it almost beat for beat. With the whole stomp thing, he did the coup de grace, and then he kicked out, and then Punk just hit the last
GTS.
Go to sleep and won. Which it was cool. It was a nice moment, obviously, for him and AJ. But.
Yeah, it was just a painfully obvious result, though, wasn't it? You know, them two were clearly going to be champions walking out of this, which is fine. Which is fine. I mean, I don't mind that, but I just wanted a little bit more excitement towards the end, which I kind of didn't get. This match was also the first instance of that. For some reason, that side of the ring being the botch bit because Finn slipped off.
I know.
So I know. Yeah, very weird. Very odd.
I know. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I think especially in the last match, you can tell that something wasn't right. I don't know whether, especially in the chamber looked really uneasy on the outside. Did not look like no one could stand the feet. It was really weird.
I agree.
But yeah.
And then after this was the reveal of the crate, right? The crate for about 4 weeks we've been watching this crate get shipped around. I have no idea who Danhausen is, right? No clue. So when I already hear this rumor, I was like, if it is this guy, cool. I have no idea what to expect. It was genuinely like a theatre show. It was like something. It was basically like Ghost and Creeper had a baby, and this thing came out, and I was very confused. But I thought it was a fun enough reveal. It was kind of up my alley perfectly, really, because it's a little bit campy. It's almost like horror themed. It's very silly. He came out, give Michael Cole that jar of teeth. It was campy, and the crowd were on board for the first 5 seconds, and then all of a sudden they just booed the shit out of this poor man. I felt for him, man, at the end, honestly.
I mean, it's a really interesting choice. I knew going into it was him. Like, as soon as they you could see the reveal, as soon as that coffin turned up, I was like, this is so blatantly him. Like, I knew instantly. It's an interesting one with Danhausen because he is a stupid character. It's a funny character. It's not really somebody who's going to be like a world champion.
No.
He's not really someone who's going to be a champion full stop, to be honest with you. I don't really know where he fits, which I think is kind of the reaction of a lot of people with this, is they kind of going, right, but what are you doing?
Yeah.
And it's intentionally stupid. Like, Danhausen is intentionally dumb, and I think there's over the coming weeks, hopefully they do good stuff with him. I will not get into Raw, but make smarter decisions. I think, especially after that reaction, to do what they've done on Raw, which I'm not going to get into because I haven't seen it properly, but to do what they've done on Raw is a massive mistake. I think they've really shit the bed very quickly with him. Why would you do it to Dom?
Yeah.
Of all people, are you dumb? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Come on.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think there's a way to get him over, and there's a way for him to be loved, and I think he will, because people do love like things like Joe Hendry. And I know Joe Hendry's a bit more of like a contender, but it's silly.
Well,
people
just think
like
of
silly things.
Think of how quickly Kit Wilson has shot up. Like,
Yeah.
if they do something similar with Danhausen, you've got a star, but they need to figure out how to do that properly. Because Kit Wilson, who cared about him prior to the song?
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
exactly. So. And I think it's shit intentionally.
Yeah.
But if you don't understand it, you're looking at that going, "That was fucking shit.
Yeah.
What are you doing?"
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Which I've seen a lot of like reactors basically staring at the screen, being like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah.
Because if you don't understand that it's intentionally bad, it just looks bad.
But this is kind of another issue I have with it, really, because I think it's painfully obvious that it's intentionally shit. Because, like I said, you've got people like Kit Wilson, whose whole thing is the song. You've got people like R-Truth, who his whole thing is he's just stupid. So there's already those type of characters. Surely you're not looking at this guy with the painted, like, Sharpie face going, "Oh, this can't be dumb," because it's the stupidest thing you've ever seen.
I know. It's very obvious, but I guess, like, for a live crowd especially, I think, to be honest with you, by this point, they were a bit fed up.
Yeah.
You know, I think even though they'd been waiting for Punk, I don't really understand. Again, I don't really know what the hell was going on with that crowd.
No,
but I think for some reason they just seemed a bit bored.
They did.
And then I think with that coming out, they were a bit like,
Yeah,
obviously they
you'd
were
just be like-
going to be Jericho, which he was never going to be Jericho. Why would you bring back Jericho from a fucking box?
Yeah,
Come on.
no, I know.
You know what we doing here? And I think people just wanted something a bit more exciting.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
unfortunately, it was Danhausen that walked out, and there was probably half of them that went, "Oh, cool, Danhausen," and probably a majority of people going, "Who the fuck is Danhausen?"
Yeah.
You know.
And I mean, a
I just
ridiculous,
don't- I don't care about
ridiculous
this guy.
reveal as well. Like, women coming out as, like, vampires. I was like, cool,
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
outrageously
Yeah.
stupid, but it was
Yeah.
fine. I'm looking forward to see what they do in the future, but I don't think this is going to be, like, a new favourite. Do you know what I mean?
No, it's fine. And again, it's just something that's odd to be kept for a pay-per-view, especially for like one of the big parts of the pay-per-view being this reveal. So I think that's more where people were angry about it rather than it actually being him.
Yeah.
They're not mad at him; they're just mad at it.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. Yeah,
Basically, yeah.
And then came the men's elimination chamber.
Main event.
Yeah, so I mean, I thought this was good, but it was just a little lackluster for a while, and then I really liked the last like segment of it.
Like honestly, I can't remember a thing.
Yeah,
Like honestly, it's one of those matches that kind of seem to go by. I know Logan eliminated a load of people because he basically took Bronson Reed's place.
spot, yeah.
And it just felt like it went through the motions until it got to that last bit, didn't it? Really?
Yeah, I agree.
You
Like,
know?
apart from Logan doing his run of eliminations, and then of course LA Knight's botch, which is going to live in my head forever because I was so I couldn't get over it.
You know, Randy's pissed himself.
Yeah, and then obviously you had the Masked Man coming in, not being someone, and then Seth reveal. From there on, really good, but that was the last like 25 seconds of the match. They wasted Javon, unfortunately, which was really upsetting. I feel like he should have had much bigger spots, and this is why I still think it should have been El Grande over Jey Uso in the beginning anyway, because that would have given so many good opportunities, and I just feel like that was a little bit wasted. But yeah, other than that,
but if don't forget now that Logan took Jey Uso's place.
Yes, yeah.
So it never would have been Jey Uso anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah.
Like as I said, I can't really remember a lot. I remember the big spot off the top when somebody, LA Knight maybe came off.
LA Knight and Javon took Logan off.
So there was. Oh, that's right. They took Logan off. Yeah. So yeah, there was some cool spots in there. I think I remember people going through.
Trick Williams felt a bit wasted as well.
Yeah. Again, it felt like they kind of had all 6 in there. They got rid of the 3 that didn't really have much to do in the end.
Yeah.
And then kind of built to like the big ending, which was obviously Seth.
Yeah.
Doing his like stomp thing, and then Randy taking advantage and kind of robbing it. Like the Drew thing, it kind of pissed me off a little. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Do you think it's going to be Cody Randy?
Yeah. No. Well. No, I would assume it's going to be all 4. I'm assuming building to like a fatal 4-way, but it was just a bit like I just don't. what this basically felt like is, firstly, they repeating themselves because they've run out of ideas for Elimination Chamber, because we literally had the exact same finish last year.
Yeah.
And I swear I've seen something where in the last 4 years, I think Logan's cost people twice.
Yeah, I can't get over how many chambers Logan's been in. I actually can't get over it.
Like I think it's like over the last 4 years we've almost had the exact same finish where it's got towards the end and then somebody's cost somebody and then the other person's taken advantage of that, because obviously he had this big Cena one last year, didn't he, before he turned. He like took advantage of Cody, I think was taken out by somebody, I can't remember exactly who. But yeah, like this is kind of how they do the men's chamber now, which is a bit like, alright, you know, it's kind of a bit boring now, like when we kind of knew what was going on. But yeah, I don't really know. I think the problem with Triple H now at the moment is that because people have guessed what was happening at WrestleMania but the reason people have guessed what's going on at WrestleMania because you've been building these stories and you've been making it signposting things, matches that should be happening. Mm-hmm. And now people are going, oh, that's going to happen. Oh, fair enough. Yeah. He's going, ooh, I'm going to screw it. Ooh, I'm doing something that you don't see coming. Mm-hmm. But now you're in a position where you've been building Jacob, Drew, and Cody for months. Mm-hmm. This is a big triple threat match. And now from nowhere, you just chucked Randy in there.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's like, okay, cool. I've got nothing against Randy. I love Randy.
Me too.
Like, it's a fun match. But it's just like, right, okay, so now we're going to end up doing this really convoluted. So what originally would have been convoluted is Cody gets the match, and you've got to find a way of getting Jacob in there. Mm-hmm. Now you've got to find a way of getting Jacob and Cody all in the match together.
And they're trying to push Sammy in there somewhere.
Yeah, and it's just a bit like, I don't know what's going on. Yeah. And obviously it's good that we're kind of in the Mania season. We're all like, ooh, but it's not exciting. I'm not sitting there going, oh, I can't wait to see who ends up being the man. I'm just a bit like, can we just get there? Yeah. Can we just figure out what the fuck we're doing here? Because it really just feels like no one knows what is going on. Yeah. It's just a bit of a mess. And again, I think like you look at that chamber, you could have done a lot with it. I think you look at the night as a whole, I think there was a lot of things you could have done and ways you could have set up Mania in general that you've not done. And I'm sure, I said I haven't watched the Raw, but I'm sure the Raw now is all of a sudden they've ramped it all up. But it's like, why are we doing this? Yeah, like, it's a pay-per-view. You have 4 matches on this. It's your decision to have 4 matches on this pay-per-view. All 4 of those matches should be massive, the best. Yeah. Like, they should be going all out. And it just feels like we're going through the motions with these pay-per-views at the moment, where it's like they're almost terrified to get hurt. They're almost terrified to push themselves too far, or to have these like incredible matches, over-the-top matches, because it's like, oh, but I need to keep myself for the next pay-per-view and for the next pay-per-view and for the next pay-per-view. And it's like, sometimes you just got to go fuck it and go, because this is what people are paying for. You're charging extortionate prices for this and giving people this. Yeah. Like, you know, you're saying you're paying thousands, like tens of thousands of pounds for that. Yeah. That's not 10,000 worth of pounds of entertainment. So I think there's 2 choices. You either put 7 or 8 matches in and give people more for what they're paying for, or you make sure that 4 or 5 matches are incredible. 5 stars or close to. And it's just not at the moment. It just feels like we're going through the motions, and nobody seems to really know what the fuck is going on, to be honest. Yeah. It's just disappointing.
Yeah, and I agree with you with that. My kind of counter argument is, my thing coming out of this was I really enjoyed the event as a whole, right? I don't have as many complaints. Like, you've been obviously watching this since you were a lot younger, right? That's fair enough. I'm still relatively new to watching it, so I still get the enjoyment of like seeing Seth come back, and I'm like, oh my god, it's great. And then Randy doing the surprise kind of finish, I was like, oh my god, big surprise to me, because I wasn't really expecting it, right? My biggest issue coming out of this is, what the fuck did this do for Mania? Because as far as I'm aware, literally nothing. Like, Randy going into the main event spot, fine, cool, but you're going to make that, it's not going to be a simple match that we all think. It's going to be something completely different, which is like a nice shake-up from what you think it's going to be, but still, it's not exciting, because it just feels like the same thing over and over again. where you clearly have someone like Jacob Fatu who should be a main eventer currently, and they've done fuck all with him again, which is just great. And then you seem to be pushing Sammy instead now in this thing, and I don't care about that in the slightest. And I know that's probably just a me thing because I'm not a fan. You know, some people aren't fans.
He's getting booed weekly, mate.
And this is what I mean. Like, who cares about that? Literally no one. And then the possibility of it being, because you know we don't know. There's so many people off injured at the minute. We don't know who's coming back when and where. So if we're heading to Mania for Logan versus Seth, I don't care about that either. I don't care. Seth is like my favourite. He's like number one. But if I have to see him versus Logan, I just don't care. Logan puts on good matches. I just don't care about the narrative. I don't care about the narrative. And then you've got Punk Roman, which is a good main event. It's a safe main event, obviously, because they're two massive names. But again, it's just going to be a match. Roman doesn't do that much in a match for it to be like, oh my god. He doesn't do crazy spots or anything really. He just does standard shit. Do you know what I mean? So again, we're headed to Mania, and I'm just like, what's exciting? What is exciting me? Literally so far, the only thing that's exciting me about Mania is the El Grande storyline, and that shouldn't be what's exciting me about Mania. Do you know what I mean? That's my issue. That's my issue. It's just... I'm enjoying all these events as one singular thing. I'm not having too many issues. There's the odd bit where I'm a bit like, don't care about you. But the bigger issue is, for that final project of Mania, where's the hype, where's the excitement? Because I'm just not feeling it. So
yeah, no, and it's annoying. It is because like I want to love wrestling. I mean, I do love wrestling. Obviously, you know, there's a reason why I keep watching it.
Yeah,
and I know that when Triple H is good and when the product's good, it's fucking good. Yeah. You know, like it's just over the last 6 months or so, it's really felt like we're going pay-per-view to pay-per-view rather than this is Mania. This is how we build to Mania. It just feels we're going, here's the Royal Rumble, then we'll figure out Chamber, then we'll figure out WrestleMania, then we'll figure out, you know, like you need that end goal. And I know, obviously, Triple H was speaking, he'd be going, just trust me. You don't know.
No.
Like, it's very, very obvious that you have no fucking idea what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like, as far as where we're going, you know, because the amount of people now coming out about it saying, like, I'm screaming basically at him to do things, you know, like Paul Heyman the other day saying, what are we doing next year's WrestleMania? And people are just kind of going, ignoring him. And it's like, that's how you've got to think, though, because if you plan for next year's WrestleMania, this year's WrestleMania becomes easier to book, because then you can go, right, this happens here, and then next year, this guy's going to be in the main event, this guy's going to be here, this guy's going to be there. And it just sort of feels like we're going, we're on the road to Mania, which is the biggest event of the year, and nobody cares. Ticket sales are down, like horrendously down. Like, you've got to work so fucking hard over the next 6 weeks to try to even sell out WrestleMania.
And it almost feels mental. Like that's why Roman won the Rumble, just to bring those ticket sales up, because they were already in decline.
And it hasn't.
Yeah, no, it hasn't.
It hasn't at all. It's just mad. Like, this is the biggest show of the year. This should be the easiest one to sell out. So fucking easy to sell out. And you're struggling.
Yeah, I think some of the issues, again, I think we spoke about this on the last video, where Unreal, I think, is a major issue. Because
massive issue.
They're so busy trying to focus on making that a thing and making that the big thing, that's interfering clearly with a lot of creative here, because then it just feels stale, and then you just go, but it was just for Unreal, and I'm like, cool, that's not really a good excuse, though. That's not a valid excuse. And then the other thing is you've got part-timers in the main event spots and in these big matches. You've got people like Brock who don't turn up. Do you know what I mean? He's obviously just, he's there or he's not. It's one of those. Roman, who does not turn up, but then his main event, and we're supposed to be like, oh my god, I can't wait. But if he's not turning up and he's only doing like 3 Raws before Mania, why would I care? I mean, like, I care because I like the guy and I like Punk, so I'm like, cool, I'm going to watch it. But story-wise, not including this week's Raw because we haven't watched it properly, I know there's a promo on there that goes quite deep, but I haven't seen it yet. But up until that point, what does it matter? Do you know what I mean? Like, why does it matter? It's the same with something like Brock, where they've set up that open challenge, but they did nothing with it the first time. So what does it matter? There's not going to be anyone now that comes out where I go, oh my god, him versus Brock. It's either Obafemi or it's someone small. It's that. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's obvious. That's what I mean. It's painfully obvious. So this is my issue. Is just the build to it, and if I can see it already. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm already noticing these things, and I think that's an issue. But I just wish they'd. I wish they'd fuck off Unreal for a while and just focus on this, and then I feel like it'd be a lot more spectacular. Do you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, as I said, like, I want it to be good. I'm hoping that by the time Mania comes around, that I'm excited for it. I'm hoping Mania like actually delivers. I hope people actually go, because it does feel like people are holding back. So hopefully, come Mania season now, I'm ready to go. Like, it's a great event, and we leave and we go, fuck yes, they pulled it out their arseholes. Yeah. That's kind of what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, I agree.
But we'll see. Yeah. As far as like right now, overall, I think Chamber was.
Yeah.
I haven't really got. It was like a 6 to 7 out of 10.
Yeah, for me it was probably like a 7.5, because like I did enjoy the event on its own. If this was just like an episode of Raw, I'd go, cool, that was a good Raw. Yeah, but because this is Elimination Chamber and it's the last stop before Mania, it just felt unspectacular. Yeah, but that I can't lie, the hype moments do get me in that moment, because I'm like, oh my god, this is great. But then there's just no build, and that's where I'm seeing the issue. So hopefully now, was it April 20th or 19th or something like that? That's Mania.
Yeah, so, I think about 6 weeks, isn't it?
Yeah, we've just got over a month. Like, do you know what I mean? So that hopefully now Raw and SmackDown really, really do it, and there's hype and excitement.
To do.
Yeah, no, they have, but hopefully they can pull it off.
Yeah. I know. Sorry, we I swear one day we'll go, I fucking love that. Oh, Triple H is a fucking genius.
Triple H, my guy.
That's all I'm doing is just going, oh, fucking WWE. Like, I do love WWE. I just want to make that abundantly clear. I do love WWE. Yeah. I just want it to be better.
Yeah, and like I said,
I'm like a disappointed dad at the moment. Just do better.
In my spare time, it's pretty much all I watch at this point. I work and I watch WWE, so like I love it, but I just want those builds to be good, because I'm still like going, oh, I watched this and I really liked it, but I just want the long-term story running to be there. That's all it is. Of course. But yeah, that's our take on Elimination. Two very happy boys.
Let us know what you think about Chamber and all that. Do you agree with anything we said, if you're still actually fucking listening to us whinging? Do you think like Mania's, are you excited for Mania? And I guess we'll catch you for predictions for Mania in about 5-6 weeks time.
Yeah, because we got Mania.
Maybe we'll do a little bit in between.
Yeah, we'll have something hopefully out before that. I'm praying, and then we'll do Mania, and then there's Backlash after Mania, right? So we kind of got those two, which is nice. But
it's kind of the lull after Mania then. But
awesome. Thank you very much, guys. That was a good moment. I enjoyed that.
Cheers.
Thank you.
See you soon. Bye.